All righty, Fairbanks, how are you doing? Once again, we have another episode of 36 The Podcast. I'm Tilden.
This is Jeff.
Amy.
And this is 36 The Podcast. Once again, coming to you live from the Hoodoo Brewery Studios right here in the beautiful Fairbanks, Alaska. Let's get ready for our special guest. And this week we have Tariq Khan, and he's very, very popular within the Fairbanks community. For one, he's a food guy, and he's got a very popular food truck that we all seem to love, Spice It Up. Mr. Tariq Khan, how are you doing?
Doing great.
All right. Thank you for joining us today.
Oh, my pleasure.
All right. Okay, so before we go any further, though, special thing going on here for all you foodie lovers and all you lovers of Spice It Up. So, for today's episode, is it going to be all day or just during the taping of the episode? Well, Mr. Tariq has offered to provide a 5% discount on any meals ordered today. Now, is that going to be all day or is it just for the taping of the episode?
Well, we were going to do it for the taping of the episode time. But,
Okay.
If it's there, let's do it all day.
Okay. All right, then. So, there you have it, guys. And, man, you know what? I just thought about something. This is not going to air today. This isn't live, so it really doesn't matter. So anyways, I did post it on the Fairbanks Food Review page. So if you are on the Fairbanks Food Review page and you happen to see the post, just know that when you come down here during the taping of the episode that you will have received by the posting of this podcast a 5% discount. And we want to thank you beforehand for coming out and supporting Mr. Tariq and his business. So on that note, let's get into it. But first of all, today's cask. What is that cask today, Jeff?
They took their standard American IPA, and after the initial brewing process, they put in the cask and added more hops for a double hopped IPA.
I'm not really an IPA guy. I don't get the hoppiness thing, but you know what though? This actually tastes pretty good. It tastes pretty good, but you know what though? Allow me to digress. Brandon, he's off supporting his son's hockey team. They're down in Kenai this weekend, and as a result of him not being able to be with us today. Well, first of all, good luck to Brandon and his son and their team down in Kenai. But as a result of him not being here today, the show must go on. So in those instances, we always invite a guest host to come and sit and occupy a microphone. So there's always three of us that are involved in the conversation with the guest speaker. And today's guest host is no other than Amy Bender. I've known Amy Bender and her husband, George, who actually owns Jorge Tattoo. So he does a lot of tattoo stuff within the community. And Amy, she is a phenomenon all by herself, because I think that you do like beer yoga and yoga type stuff, right?
I do that sometimes, yeah. I run workers' comp for the state right now.
Okay.
For Fairbanks region.
Oh,
Yeah.
so that's what you do for real.
That's what I do for my, my
I thought,
paycheck.
I thought that you were just a yoga mom or something.
You know what? I do yoga once a week at Fairbanks Yoga, and I've done a couple pop-up beer yogas, and, it's just a hobby. It's just something I love. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, look here. You learn something new every time you shoot a podcast episode, apparently. Yeah. Okay. Now, so speaking of beers, I've seen you in here quite a few times. What is your beer of preference?
It's IPA.
Really?
Always.
Really?
Yeah.
So you're an IPA person?
I am. I started out with Stout.
Yeah.
That was my favorite. And then, I don't know, George was really into IPAs, and I said, well, I'll try it. And at first they were a little too hoppy for me, but no, I just kind of switched over, and that's tends to be what I always gravitate towards now.
Really? Okay. Okay, Mr. Tariq, I have seen you patronizing Hoodoo Brewery quite often myself. What is your beer of preference?
Just like Amy said, IPA.
Really?
Yeah, but if I'm off and I come here for an hour or so just to hang out with a friend or two,
Yeah.
I'll have IPA.
Yeah, yeah.
But if I bring the food truck here, I'm here all like 9.5 hours.
You don't want to drink IPA all day.
No. So then I just switched it to session IPA,
Yeah, yeah.
which is like IPA but it's lighter.
It's
So I
lighter.
have a couple of those during the day.
Okay. Now, so do you ever venture, like, do you guys ever venture away from the IPAs, or are you strictly all IPA people, Jeff?
I'll do a stout during St. Patrick's Day.
Mm-hmm.
And, I'll have at least one Maybach and one Oktoberfest when it comes out, but that's about it.
Okay, Amy?
Sometimes a blonde.
Okay.
Maui Brewing Company, they have some pretty good beers, so I'll venture off every once in a while. But typically-
Got you. And so what about you, Tariq?
So I try the cask,
Yep.
and if I like it, something different,
Yeah.
I'll get the cask.
Yeah. Okay.
But other than that, IPA is my.
Got you. Not a problem. You know what though? Look here. I love a good beer. And I will try them all. But I'm really just like a Kolsch / Pilsner guy. And then when they when they release the Goza, I'm really into the whole Goza thing too. All right, but
I used to like their saison.
yes, yeah. Now, so with our first interview, where we interviewed Bobby,
Owners now. Yeah.
So when I interviewed Bobby, and we talked about the different beers, and so the saison is basically a seasonal beer, so it will make another appearance from time to time. So he takes it on and off the menu.
Lat 65 serves. No, not Lat. Yeah, Lat 65 serves saison.
Yeah.
But I haven't tried theirs.
Oh no, so it's actually good.
Okay.
Yeah. So I've actually had theirs, and that's one of my go-tos when I go to Last 65.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll try it next time.
Yeah, like you need to. You definitely need to. And so, without further ado, let's get into why we are here, Mr. Tariq. So, and I will start off with the first question.
Okay.
And, we're going to do the 5 W's, and we're just going to let it flow from there. But who is Mr. Tariq Khan? Where did you come from? How did you arrive here at Fairbanks?
A huge plane brought me here.
Got you.
That's how I came up.
Got you. So you didn't trek up on the back of a caribou?
Nope.
Okay, or what I'm saying, like a moose train? Okay, all right.
Yeah, well, I'm born and raised in Pakistan, up north.
Okay.
It's a beautiful valley. It's called Swat Valley.
Mm-hmm.
I met a girl online.
Mm-hmm.
And while I was doing my studies online, it was a big thing back then, Yahoo and
Right.
chat rooms and stuff. And I wanted to get in and kind of improve my English. And I was in an English convent school.
Oh, okay.
It's a rare one, but I don't know if it exists anymore or not.
Okay.
Met her online, and she's just, we had those little cam on top of the monitor, and it was, old school stuff.
Yeah.
And the dial-up internet,
Yeah.
everything, and she's just watching me on the camera, and I'm doing my schoolwork, and for an hour, she buzzed, and I'm like, who want to chat with me? So I go back, and I'm like, oh, you're still here? She's like, yeah, I was watching you. What are you studying and stuff? So that was how we met.
Yeah.
Talked for a year, more than a year. And then she was like, I am coming to see you. And
Okay.
So it wasn't the safest time,
Yeah.
but call her crazy or whatever. But
Yeah.
She came.
And so how many years has this been?
It was 2007 or 6.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so how long have you been in Fairbanks then?
Almost 18 years.
And so initially you came here, and what did you do? I mean, like, has Spice It Up always been a thing?
No, my dad was a businessman back home.
Okay.
Propane distributions. He had Nestle products. He introduced them there.
Mm-hmm.
People were afraid of the milk pack,
Yes.
cartons. He would pour it and make a tea out of it. Like, hey, it's milk. And since it's a tourist area, a lot of the tourists would come and they wanted food on the go. And my dad, I remember one time he said, I want some little stands for the tourists. They can just grab the food and go to the destination.
Right.
So then when I came here, we didn't have this flavor.
Good. No, keep on going.
You know, rotisserie chickens and everything get breads. I kind of got a little bland to me. Started cooking my own at the house. They don't let us cook back home in Pakistan in the kitchens, the men.
Oh, really?
It's a different culture, yeah.
Yeah.
So I would
Still, like still to this day?
it's changing.
Okay.
Yeah. So when I would call my mom on, they had Skype back then, Skype and Yahoo. And I was like, all right, I would show them onions are cooking. What else?
Yeah.
She'd be like, okay, let it cook more, or it's done. Just shut off the stove and add garlic. And Indian recipes are plain and basics. Once you know the basics, you can alter it and make anything.
Got you.
So she taught me how to make chicken curry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so then I worked at Walmart, and I would bring it and heat it up in the microwave, and the whole break room would smell like Indian food.
Yeah.
Everybody would be like, can I taste? Can I taste? So I would say, all right, so I would bring double next time.
Right.
The same happened with AT&T I was working at.
Yeah.
By Barnes & Noble. And I would heat it up in the back room, and the smell would come out in the lobby, and the customers would be like, where is this restaurant? They were like, no, our manager in the back is heating it. And I would bring extra, they would taste it. And they kind of told me, hey, you need to sell this.
Oh,
So AT&T sent me to Portland for a month for management training,
yes.
and there's a food court there.
Yeah.
I would go there every day, and I was like, man, I need to bring a food truck to Fairbanks. We didn't have any food trucks back then. There was only Frostbite food, I think.
Right.
That was their first year.
Yeah.
And maybe Randy had that oven or not. I'm not sure about that.
Right.
So when I came home, I talked to my wife. I was like, you know what? Corporate life, enough. I need to go. That's all the money I had was $18,000. I couldn't find a truck in Fairbanks.
Right.
Flew down to Portland, just bought a chassis and a empty shell truck.
Yeah.
I was gonna drive it through Canada, and it broke in Vancouver. My wife was like, "Don't drive." Unexpected, I had to borrow from my wife to ship it up.
Right. Right.
Came in and started with a bang. The first day I was at Sportsman's Warehouse parking lot, and I only got like $200-300 business, and I'm getting that. It's not gonna work out. And that same day was at the soccer fields.
Yeah.
Was that food truck rally.
Yeah.
And I'm like not in a good mood. I said, I don't want to go there. And Cole, he calls me, are you coming? All the trucks are here. Just you were missing.
Yeah.
And I had this shiny truck, and I pull in. I'm the last guy. Every other vendor had lines, and I'm like, all right, we're not good today.
Oh, wow.
So I'm just cooking and not happy, and I told my guy, I said, you know what, let me do a trick. I heated up the flat top and poured a lot of garlic on it. Turned the exhaust on. That smell went out. And then I'm cooking that tandoori chicken on the grill.
Yes.
And that just,
Yeah.
it goes out, and all of a sudden my guy, he grabs me, Tariq, please look out the window. I said, no, just let me go. Just, when customers come, he's like, yes, please look out the window. And I looked and I started shaking, and
Yeah.
I had the longest line of all that
Yeah.
in that rally.
Yes.
And
Yes.
that put us in a fast mood. And like that fast pace came from that moment.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice, man. Nice. And so from then,
It just kept going.
it just kept on going. Just kept on going.
So I worked at AT&T 5 days, and the 2 days off, I would do my food truck.
Okay.
And as soon as I would get to the parking lot, I would have 10 to 20 cars waiting for me.
Oh, wow.
Even in the winter, in 30, 40 below,
Yeah.
the tourists from outside country, they would take pictures of the truck. do you do it?
Right,
I
right.
was young.
Yeah,
I said, we got this. It's Fairbanks.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
We're Fairbanks.
Nice, nice, nice.
So you said your mom basically taught you to cook over Skype.
Yep.
That's insane.
Skype and Yahoo. Yep, I
Yeah.
remember.
So I love to cook and I love to eat. Obviously, that's why Tilden I think invited me. But what is your go-to spice? What is that one spice that you use in all your meals? Like mine is smoked paprika. I add that in everything.
Yeah.
What is your favorite spice to cook with?
So I would mention too, cumin,
Okay.
but sometimes it can get overpowering, and then it can alter with the flavors, and the smell is what makes you hungry.
Right. Yes.
But coriander is my go-to,
So good.
and I grind mine like from whole seeds.
Yep.
When you grind it, that is totally different than what you get here at the local stores.
Oh.
Because you
okay.
don't know when they packaged it, when they grounded it. So I have a room set up at my house for my spices.
Oh, okay, okay. Now, so all your spices, are they authentic? Are so they come from your region?
No,
of-
I did it a couple times, but it wasn't worth it.
Okay.
I brought 9 suitcases full of spices before I opened that restaurant.
Right.
At the airport, like the immigration people, are, what is this? Is some good green stuff? They would, get a kick out of it. But I say, yeah, it's just this and that and that. And they would check all over it because,
Yeah.
And then I found a couple shops on the East Coast. So they're from India.
Right.
And they would bulk order and do the priority shipping, the flat box. So I would get like 20 or 30 every other month.
Okay.
And then they quit after COVID. They closed the shop. And one of the employees reached out to me, hey, Tariq, the shops are gone, but I can help.
So I know for a while you had a actual restaurant.
Yep. 6, 7 years.
It lasted that long?
Yep.
What happened to it?
Unfortunately, somebody just decided to burn it.
Didn't know that.
It was
Yeah.
an arson. Not a lot of people
Yeah.
know about it, but
Yeah. I used to go there quite frequently, as a matter of fact. Yes.
I DoorDash
Yeah.
there.
Yep, DoorDash. We had such a good system going. Like everybody dreams of having a business where the business don't own you, but you own the business.
Right.
And those last few months, I was at that point.
Right.
I'd go in the morning at 10:30. We used to open at 11. I would check all the foods, dates, rotation, open the till, and my people would be like, Tariq, go home.
Right. Right.
We're good.
Right.
I would go home, come back midday, do
Right.
my other stuff, check on my. I had such a good system going, logs and everything for every hour, temperatures and everything, because it's a holding food business.
Right.
Then I would go do my stuff at the house, and come back at 6 or 5:30 because I like to hang out with my customer. I'm a social bird, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And I would go to every table, and they would make me sit with them, grab something, let's go eat. Then I would close at 7, and they would be like, go home, Tariq, we got it.
Right. Right.
But, like I said, unfortunate, that individual just came and burned it all. I was at home, and all of a sudden my phone, people started texting me, hey, Tariq, are you okay? I was like, yeah, what's going on? I got 3-4 calls after that. So one of my employees called me. She's like, Tariq, are you all right? I said, I'm fine. She's like, well, do you know what's happening? I said, what's happening? Come on, tell me. The restaurant is on fire.
Oh. Wow.
And she opened the iPhone, the FaceTime. I was like, no, you're kidding me. And the phone just dropped. And I'm like, panicked. I started shaking. And I was like, I had a drink and I didn't want to drive. So I just kept calling everybody and forgot about my neighbor. Said, hey, I need a ride.
Yeah.
She's like, yes, we saw Facebook. We're coming. They're my neighbor, new neighbor.
Right. Right.
They took me to the restaurant place.
Wow.
3, 4, 5 trucks were there.
Okay. Now, did they catch the person?
No, they have not yet.
Wow.
He's on cameras, but masks.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Still, I think if they posted, well, first of all, nobody knew it's an arson.
Right.
Then right before when they were like just gonna pour water and everything on it, one of the firemen, I forgot his name, he came up to me. Like I was in a shock. I was like, what's happening? My business. I didn't have plans of what I'm gonna do in the future. So the fireman comes out. Hey, Tariq. They were my customers, all of them.
Right.
Hey, Tariq, is there anything valuable in that restaurant to you? I said, my dad's picture is on my desk. I want that.
Mm-hmm.
And there is a DVR because I wanted to know how it happened.
Right.
The DVR would have captured it, right?
Right.
And the DVR is under my desk, hidden behind.
Right. Right.
He went in and he grabbed the DVR. It's in their possession because it's a
Right.
crime. And
Right.
He pulled my dad's picture because my dad is my icon
Right.
for me.
Yeah.
And then I have a prayer rug on my chair.
Yes.
I didn't even mention it. He brought me the prayer rug.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Yeah. And then it lasted until 7 or 6 something. Then I went home and I kind of realized, like, my life is, look what I worked for, and it's all gone.
Right. Right.
And then my phone just kept buzzing, people calling me. I love Fairbanks, my people.
Yeah.
I love my people.
Right.
Calling me and texting and looking at those comments. And I posted that, hey, I don't know what's happening, and we're gonna be closed until further notice. But people knew that there was fire, and maybe I got 1,000 messages that same day.
Right. Right.
And I didn't sleep until like 2 or 3. Had a few drinks and just tearing all the time, looking at messages. And then the fire marshal called me. Tariq, we got some news to share with you, and because they had my DVR.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. I was like, maybe it's our mistake that we left something on, or
Right. Right.
He's like, he gave me a few people's names. Do you know these people? And he showed me the clips.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when,
Ooh. So it was purposely done.
Yep, he knew what he's doing, the guy. It was.
Oh, wow.
It was planned. He had a backpack. He grabbed it. He went behind my truck. Then he comes out and pulls one tool out of his backpack. He opens the fuel tank and starts pouring. And he grabs one. I don't know if it was lighter or something because diesel fuel doesn't catch on fire from normal.
Yeah, exactly.
But it was like some sort of torch or something he had. And he just throws it in the oil, a puddle. It was under my truck and all over. And in like 2 minutes, that fire was like 2 times the height of my truck. And
Wow.
yeah.
Okay, so, man, we don't want, it's a blessing that nobody was injured. And we're not going to dwell on the negative.
No.
So this is about being happy and positive, and you were able to bounce back
Yep.
from that situation. And so here's the thing that gets me, to the person that did that. If you're still out there, well, guess what? You didn't break his spirit because he's bouncing back. He's got a brand new truck. And now, so do you have plans to come back with another brick and mortar?
I just can't sit, relax. So guess what? I'm getting a second food truck in 2 weeks.
Oh, whoa, really?
Yes.
Congratulations, sir.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Because my people, I parked it on Van Horn last year, and they all come out to Lowe's from that side, and they're like, Tariq, we miss you on that side.
Yes.
So I'm going to get one for that side.
Nice. Okay, now, so no plans as of right now for... Oh, you know what? So, is anybody occupying the old Frostbite Foods location on the opposite side of Randy?
It's still available, I think.
Yeah. It's so just not what you're looking for?
Not what I'm looking for.
Okay.
I've been looking for a restaurant.
Okay.
I looked at quite a few, like the Hot Pot on Airport Way. It's too big for the demand of my food.
Right.
I looked at Asiana on Airport. The Wild Wings and Things building, the corporate, they were after me. They're like, hey, we want you in here.
Yeah.
but
Burgers
had-
Inn took that.
longer lease, higher rent.
Yeah.
The parking lot because Starbucks is in there.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm not bragging, but knock on wood, I have good customer base.
Right.
And lunchtime at my restaurant, that parking lot would be full.
Right.
And I
Yeah.
didn't want my
Yeah.
customers to go through that.
Yeah.
you know.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
I didn't take over that.
Exactly.
But and still I can't find anything.
Yep.
What I want. I don't have too much money to.
Yeah.
Buy $1 million property.
Right.
I don't have any. The bank is gonna buy it for me.
Right. Yeah. And then your customers are going to help you pay it off. See.
Oh, they will.
Oh, that's
Yep.
how it works.
Yep, they
That's
will.
how because I always tell people as a small business owner myself, when people ask me how much I paid for this machine or that machine, and I tell them, because they ask, so I tell them, and they're like, "Oh," I'm like, "Whoa! I'm not paying for this piece of equipment. My customers are. As long as I keep my customers coming back and they keep on telling people about me, they're going to always pay for this piece of equipment. So, got nothing to worry about. You've got nothing to worry about.
Nope.
Your
Talking-
customers are going to help you pay for
Talking
whatever it
about
is.
that, My generator, I go with Honda because that's
Oh, yeah.
reliable, trust. You customers don't even hear it when they come to the truck.
Yeah.
So my first one was Honda. It lasted 7-8 years.
Yes.
Wednesday, I cook food and I go to Lowe's parking lot and that booger won't start.
Oops.
Yep. And my fridge's temperature went up to 36, 37 degrees. And
Oh.
I'm like, I tell my guy, I said, pack up, let's go to the shop because I was short power, right? Mm-hmm. So we go in. I take this in the Honda dealership and, customers are texting me, where are you? We're waiting. And at the Honda dealership, those 2-3 individuals were my customers as well. They were like, Tariq, we're trying. I said, you know what? My customers are waiting. Let's grab another generator.
Yeah. Yeah.
Spent $5,000 on it.
Yeah.
Went out.
Yes.
And my people just poured in.
Yeah. Yes.
And I was happy. It didn't even bother me that I just
Right.
lost,
Right.
5,000.
Right.
And then this sweet lady comes out and she's my regular supporter.
Right.
She has $100 in her hand, and I said, "You can put it in." She's like, "No, this is for your generator. Don't put it in the tip. This is for you."
Right. Right. Right.
And she had to watch me put it in my pocket.
Right, right.
she left.
That's the thing about the Fairbanks community. It's a small, tight knit community, right? And people genuinely, we got our issues just like everybody else, but for the most part, people generally care for you and will, look out. Like if you're a positive person and you're doing positive things in the community, then people will let you know through support
Absolutely.
or just like with her gratitude, making sure that she made sure for you to put that in your pocket for you to apply it towards that new generator.
Yep.
I'm gonna bring it back to the food.
exactly.
I think you love food.
I do.
Exactly.
And I love spice it up.
Thank
But what's
you.
your favorite thing to make? And do you generally where do you, if you want a meal, where are you going in town?
In town,
Yeah. What do you?
Other
what do you like to
businesses?
eat? Yeah. What's your favorite thing to eat?
I love Turtles Club prime rib.
Oh yeah, Turtle Club, yes.
Yeah. So,
Boom.
Yep. I didn't eat pork back in the days, so I wouldn't go to pretty much any restaurant because
Right.
of,
Yeah.
it's cooked on the same grill.
Right, exactly.
But now,
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
don't care.
yeah, yeah.
So Turtles Club, and it's funny, but I love the wings from Brewster's, the hot ones.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
okay, now you know what I do? Okay, so they have the Inferno.
Inferno.
And so now you can get the Inferno wings with the buffalo sauce on them. So that's what I always do.
I had to cut back because when I eat those, I don't want to say it, but the next
Yeah,
2 days,
yeah.
I'm just not me.
Yeah, exactly.
Feel the burn.
Yeah.
The burn, not too much, but I think I'm getting that gluten sensitive.
Yeah. Oh,
sensitivity.
really?
I guess, but I
Oh,
don't
well,
care.
look
I eat.
here. A stirred up cafe will hook you right on up.
Yep, Michaela.
Yeah,
good person. Yeah, she
exactly.
will.
Okay, so check this out. Since we're back on food, and I'm kind of sort of a foodie guy myself.
A little
guess
bit.
so.
Just a tad bit. Just a tad bit.
It's like half your post.
So, my question to you is, how do you describe your food? Like, is it a fusion, or is this what we would typically find if we went on a trip to your home country?